Hi, I'm famed Ketover of Languin.com, and this is Mandarin Chinese. Get ready to cha-cha, because today we're going to be talking about affricate consonants of Chinese. The affricates in English are the sounds spelled with CH and with J. But before we get started with that, let's review the consonants that we've been treating as obvious. You may have noticed that syllables end with either vowels or with the consonants N or NG. We have words that end with N and with NG in English, but don't let this throw you. In Chinese, these equivalent sounds are not held quite so long as in English, allowing less time for identification. One of the initial consonants we've been using, the one written H, deserves some attention. It's fine to think of it like an English H, but it's noticeably rougher. Listen to this surname.
He, he.
Now let's start on the new consonants. Look at the display and listen to the speaker read the three pairs of surnames.
Ban, pan, dong, tong, ge, ke.
If these initial consonants sounded the same to you as the English consonant sounds represented by the same letters, that's not a bad first approximation. You can usually tell which is which on this assumption. Actually, the difference between these pairs of consonants is not the same in Chinese as in English. You'll be understood most of the time if you pronounce them like English, but you'll have a strong foreign accent. So let's see if we can do better. In English, the letters in the left column, B, D, and G, are used to represent voiced sounds. That is, sounds that involve vibration of the vocal cords. The letters in the right column, P, T, and K, stand for voiceless sounds. The distinction between voiced and voiceless sounds is best heard and felt in sounds which can be prolonged, like voiced Z and voiceless S. Try alternating Z and S like this. Z, S, Z, S, Z, S. If you place a finger on your Adam's apple while you do it, you can feel the vibration cutting in and out. You try it. In Chinese, the difference between the two columns is different, as indicated by the column headings, unaspirated and aspirated. Aspiration is a puff of air following a consonant. English P, T, and K are usually lightly aspirated. You can feel the puff of air if you hold the back of your hand in front of your mouth while saying pill, till, kill. Try it. Chinese P, T, and K sounds are very strongly aspirated. Listen to the names in the right column.
Pan, tong, ke.
The initial consonant sounds are more explosive than their English equivalent. You might also say they're breathier. Try repeating after the speaker, making the puff of air after the consonant as strong as you can.
Pan, tong, ke.
The consonants in the left column are unaspirated. Also, at the beginning of a word like this, they're unvoiced, unlike our B, D, and hard G. We do have unvoiced, unaspirated consonants in English, but only after an S, as in spill, still, and skill. Put the back of your hand in front of your mouth again and say spill, still, skill. There's no puff of air. Unfortunately, that fact that these sounds do occur in English doesn't do you much good because your English habits don't let you use them when there's no S in front. You'll have to form a new habit. Now listen to the names in the left column.
Ban, dong, ge.
Did you hear any difference from the English sounds? They sound a bit harder than English B, D, and hard G. This is because they are pronounced with more tension in the lips or tongue and without voicing them, which makes them more like our P, T, and K. But unlike our P, T, and K, and even more unlike Chinese P, T, and K, there's no aspiration. The voicing of the vowel cuts in right after the consonant with no intervening puff of air. Try repeating the left column names, doing your best to make the initial consonants tense without aspirating it.
Ban, dong, ge.
Now listen to the speaker say the pairs of names again. Listen for the distinctive difference of aspiration.
Ban, pan, dong, tong, ge, ke.
Try repeating the pairs.
Ban, pan, dong, tong, ge, ke.
Now listen to the speaker read the pairs of names in this display.
Zhang, Chang, Jiang, Qiang, Zhang, Cang.
The difference in each pair is the difference we've just been working on, aspiration. The differences down the columns, however, are new. Listen to the speaker read down the left column and then down the right column.
Zhang, Jiang, Zang, Chang, Qiang, Cang.
These are affricate consonants. They start with the tongue touching the roof of the mouth and continue with the tongue close to the roof of the mouth, so that there's an explosion with a lot of friction. Just what position the tongue is in is different for each row. The consonants in the first row, written ZH and CH, are described as retroflex consonants. This means that they are pronounced with the tongue curled back in the position for R. So let's compare them with R. Listen to the speaker read the names in this display.
Ru, zhu, chu.
Most Americans have a curled R after a vowel, which is very like this Chinese R, although they may have a slightly different R before a vowel. Unless you're from New England or the South, when you pronounce car, you end up with your tongue curled back pointing to the roof of your mouth. If you are from New England or the South, you might be able to fake it. Try saying car. You end up with your tongue in position for Chinese R, or pretty close to it. Now repeat the names after the speaker, pronouncing each of the consonants with the tongue in this retroflex position.
Ru, zhu, chu.
Pay careful attention to the spelling ZH and CH. To ZH because it's an unfamiliar combination, and to CH just because it is a familiar combination. Remember that they stand for consonant sounds with a strong R flavor, one unaspirated and one strongly aspirated. Now let's go back to our pairs of affricates. Repeat the first row names after the speaker.
Zhang, Chang.
Now let's compare these names in the first row with the names in the second row. Listen to the speaker read down the first two names in each column.
Zhang, Jiang, Chang, Qiang.
The consonants in the second row, written J and Q, are described as palatal consonants. This means that they're pronounced with the tongue in the position for the vowel E. Listen to the speaker read these surnames.
Yi, ji, qi.
Now try repeating them after the speaker, putting your tongue in the position for E before you start the consonant.
Yi, ji, qi.
In this pair of spellings, J is dangerously comfortable, while Q is uncomfortably arbitrary. Remember that they stand for unaspirated and strongly aspirated consonants with a strong E flavor. Now let's go back. The palatal consonants in the second row names are not followed by the vowel E, but they are followed by the semivowel written I, which has the same tongue position. Try repeating the second row names, making sure to pronounce the initial consonants with your tongue already in the E position.
Jiang, Qiang.
Now try repeating as the speaker reads down the first two names in each column. You're going to have to shift gears from retroflex to palatal, from curling your tongue back in the R position to bunching it forward in the E position.
张江昌强
The consonants in the last row, written Z and C, may be described as being in the dental position. They are pronounced with the front of the tongue first touching just behind the upper teeth in the position for T, and then moving slightly away in the position for S. Listen to the names in the dental row.
脏仓
Here again, we have a spelling which is at best suggested, Z, and one which is downright misleading, C. Remember that they stand for unaspirated and aspirated consonants that resemble the TS in cats. Try repeating the names in the last row after the speaker, making sure to start them with your tongue in the T position.
脏仓
That's the end of this lesson. Remember to head over to Languin.com to do the exercises. That's Languin, as in Languin the Penguin. Thanks for watching. I want to thank all of our supporters for helping make these courses possible. We want to keep these courses free, and with your donations, we can do that. So be sure to visit our Patreon page, where in exchange for as little as $1, we're giving out rewards. Until next time, stay cool.